welcome, guys, to the first launch episode of the Anomaly Anonymous podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the 1.0 launch and our experiences thus far. Maybe a little bit of speculation on 1.1 and everything we got going on. We could go around and introduce ourselves. If Joker, you want to start, we could just go clockwise.
Okay. Hello again. It is Joker. Nice to see you guys again. Content creator, do some Neverness to Everness stuff, and yeah, just here to have fun and enjoy the game while it's out.
I'm Nonpon, and I've lost a lot of money to anime waifus. Say that. I've been making content for gacha games for like 6 years now, so I guess the pendulum is swinging towards Neverness to Everness now.
And I'm Nyph. If you're here, you probably know me. And if you don't, I like anime waifus, and my real wife, I have to throw that in or she'll get mad at me. But I'm happy that you guys are all joining me. Go ahead, Nitro.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm Nitrogen. Started creating content about 3 months ago, so I'm pretty new to this, but great to get to know you guys. And the only Kafka sim, so.
All right. I guess it's my turn next. Hi, everyone. I am Vincent. I do content creation on YouTube. I'm a story enjoyer, and I play too many gacha games, if I'm being honest. Though not as many as our next YouTuber extraordinaire. Please take it away, my good sir.
Yo, my name is Styx. I cover several dozen different gacha games, playing several dozen different gacha games every single day, every single week. I've been doing MMO YouTube videos for about 9 years, gacha YouTube videos for about 3. Been very heavily involved in NTE since they flew me out to Gamescom back in like August or October 2025. I've been thoroughly enjoying it, and it's an honor to be a part of another podcast with a community of gacha content creators as talented and as handsome as all of you.
Is the mustache doing it? I went from having luscious locks to mustache and a buzzed head, so...
Hey, you're rocking it, though.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you look great, mate.
I'm feeling it. I'm just 2 weeks away from not having to cut my hair for the military again, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, how's everybody's launch experience been thus far? Any standout moments for you guys? Or are we getting burnt out on 1.0 and just dying for 1.1? I know, Nonpon, you were on the grind there for a minute. We were getting a video a day for like weeks on end. Excellent guides, by the way. We got to shout out Nonpon's guides.
Thank you. Actually, when this podcast started, I was going to time myself or see how long it would take before the creature known as Tagio was brought up. Because I feel like he is probably
Wait,
the
who's
most...
Tagio?
Tagio is the little sea otter with the TV forehead.
Oh, I don't recall him at all in the story. I
Blocked
feel like I've
it
never
out.
heard anyone talk about him.
Well, you know, he's just a little guy that may spend more than a little bit of time into the story, which I feel like causes a lot of discrepancies and enjoyment of the plot. But for lack of better words, I enjoy the story. It's not the best story I've played so far in any other gacha game, but it's enough for me. So I'm liking it, despite how much I've spent a bunch of time into this game. I kind of just want to take the new content that I get as slow as possible because I've already done a bunch with 1.0. So anytime 1.1 comes out, I'm gonna take my time with it. That's my plan, at least.
That's how I like to tackle content anyway, or new games in general. Like I'm a self-proclaimed casual. You know, I get into the game, I play the story, I get the characters, I slowly explore. Like, dude, I haven't explored anything past 1.3. I think in WUWA, I haven't finished exploring even the 1.0 zones in Enfield yet. Still getting through that. Like, these are games that I play every single week, but I slowly and gradually get to content. And the same with NTE. Like, I've been very slowly playing it for 30, 40 minutes a day, unlocking everything, slowly leveling everything, slowly, I think, and you noted that you were curious how long it'd take for Tagado to come out or to be mentioned, but I think with regards to the story, it's had its ups and downs, and I think that a lot of people are unfortunately like overreacting to the 1.0 story because Tagado has a very like integral part in the after intro part of 1.0, but then like towards the newer content, he's kind of you know not there. His existence has been pushed to the side, and a lot of people are arguing, 1.0 is very Tagado centric, but after you get through that intro area, it becomes very, very much more focused on, the other characters. And I think, again, people are overreacting to Tagado's inclusion in the beginning. And once they actually get through that, like once they get through the early stages of the 1.0 for all the other big gacha games, they're going to come to realize that the story is actually a lot better than they had anticipated it being.
Yeah, I feel like we have to remember that this is a 1.0, and I want them to come out swinging, of course. But after the prologue and the Kodak quest, having the little bit of world building with Tagado, while I wish it was something else sometimes, I understand why it's there. You like kind of slow down a little bit. You get to like explore the city and be shown the shops and everything. So I could like see the justification of having it there. I just wish that like a little bit more screen time was given to some other stuff, but I'm trying to remind myself that it's 1.0 and we ended on a hype note, and hopefully they just like come back swinging and giving us some more details on Daffodil's situation. But I thought that the 1.0 ended on a really good note.
Like what Styx said before about like taking your time with the game too, because I feel like outside of the story, I don't know if you guys have felt this, but I think one thing I'm impressed by is maybe it might be because of Anata or people excited for GTA or something. But there's a lot of people who NTE is like their first ever gacha game, which is weird for me to experience that again. Last time I experienced that was like Genshin or something, right? So it's weird for me to experience that a bit because if I'm streaming or something and I'm like using adjectives or things that we're used to, like someone will ask me like, "What are pools? Like, what are we pooling?" I'm like, they don't know what gacha pools are, So it's like it's kind of strange that there's like they've kind of like tapped into this tiny like market of just people who have never touched a gacha before, and I guess it does a good job at disguising itself as that because, frankly speaking, you get so involved in everything else in this game that you forget that you're playing an anime open world gacha game, honestly.
And there's an overwhelming amount of stuff to do in it too.
I was gonna say, basically, like NTE basically shines whenever you're doing something that is not related to the gacha aspect, right? As in, it's not about gathering all of the crows that you're gonna find. It's not about using your energy. It's like when you just go out, you start driving, you go on the highway, and you just like go crazy with you pedal to the metal, right?
I've got a chatter or two who
cool.
are like racing mains, like they're treating this like it's just Need for Speed, and
Need for Speed.
Yeah, respect to him for that. I'm not a great driver, but
neither am I. But racing is my favorite activity in the game right now.
Somebody asked me if the Porsche collab that's coming out will like power creep the fastest car in the game, and I had to like download, like I had to think to myself like, oh yeah, there's motorized power creep. That might actually happen. That's a genuine concern. Like the new car might be faster. Who knows? I don't know. Could be.
Okay. Wait. Power creep when if the car is coming and is basically just like sold with fawns, that's fine. Okay, like that's just normal gaming stuff, right? Not gacha stuff, right? If it's gonna be power creep, then the car should be locked underneath some sort of like, I don't know, premium currency or whatever, or actual real money spent.
All right, you to quote a Tom Cruise movie, it's about the driver, not the car. Where they're like, it's the pilot, not the plane.
Oh my god, hold on. You serve that to me on a silver platter. I'm sorry. I need to use that right now, okay? Because that's exactly what happened to me, where I basically got, what's the cheapest car that you get from the Regalia? The Galant, or the what is it called?
It's the 1.5 million one, or
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
the
yeah.
1.8 one with the convertible version. But that's the one that I got, right? And then I got into racing, PvP racing, and there was somebody with a Pendragon. Like the
Jeez.
fastest car in the goddamn game.
GG, shake my hand.
And holy moly, I did not believe I left that guy behind like 500 miles behind me. And I'm like, what did you do? How did I win this? But then I realized I think it was because of the tires. He didn't invest in the tires. He got the car and he was swerving around because of the tires, right?
Or he was playing one-handed.
Uh,
How
Ship
do
is
you do
what
that
stick-
while
he-
racing?
He's trying to stick ship.
Looking at Hotori on the other screen.
Okay, that makes sense.
Makes sense. Dual monitor setup. I want to say my experience for 1.0 has been pretty cool. I know that you guys were making reference to a lot of newer players that have, I guess you could say, gotten into the game. My roommate, he's played some gacha games, but he's more of a like, I'll play for like maybe 2 days and I don't care anymore. He plays like multiple games a day. He doesn't stay on one game. And it's kind of funny seeing like some of my non-gacha based friends playing the game because my sister only plays mahjong. She plays she hops in, she goes to Little Sparrow. When her daily like thing is done, she gets off the game. She doesn't even touch it anymore. Like she'll hop on my Discord and it's like, all right, who's trying to get their butt whooped in mahjong? I'm like, bro, like I'm over here trying to build characters and stuff, and I'm in Discord listening to other people playing. And you got Speed Racer over here. He just got the new Forza game. That's my roommate, so he's only cares about racing. Sister doing mahjong, and then you got like the rock band experts in there trying to do the little drumming game. I get my butt kicked in a drumming game. I can't even like it. I did it through the story, got worked, never touched it again. But that's just because I suck. You know what I'm saying? But it's been a pretty good experience. I do, like I said, I do notice the group of people coming in that aren't your normal gacha players, which is pretty interesting. I wouldn't even classify myself as a normal gacha player. I've only played. I started with Fate Grand Order, but that was like a long time ago. And I did Genshin and Zenless, but I don't play like I've never played Arcfield, never played Wuthering Waves. Not because I didn't want to, just because I don't. I try not to overload myself. My brain might explode if I play like multiple at a time. But it's been an overall pretty good performance. I've liked 1.0. I think it's pretty cool.
Nitro?
Nitro?
Yeah. So the story, in my opinion, was pretty decent, I would say. The one thing I really like about it is the fact that the story is not really about us, but the bunch of misfits in the A-Bahn. I really like that aspect of the game, of the story, my bad.
Who's your favorite member of Avon? And you can't say Hattori.
Wait, why can't we say
What am I
Hotori?
supposed
Why?
to say?
Because
that
that's who he's going to say. I want to know who his second favorite is.
Kafka.
Oh, Tagio, for sure.
Wait,
I mean,
Kafka?
mate, Hotter is the only favorite of mine.
Okay,
What am I
fine.
supposed to say besides her?
He lives and breathes for Hotori.
Yeah.
Don't ask what he's breathing, though.
Uh-oh.
Did
Don't go into the territory.
did everybody see the little amusement park while just randomly exploring? Are we pretty much locked in on the fact that that's going to open up during 1.1?
Hookah Land.
Hookah Land.
I don't
Dude,
know
we-
about that one.
Wait, really? I saw that in a
Yeah.
beta. My wife, Mrs. Styx, and I were just driving around racing, and we happened across the amusement park, and she like immediately, because we're big fans of Disney World and Disneyland and all the amusement parks around the world. So like she immediately goes, "Oh my god, that's the greatest thing ever!" She runs over there and she can't actually access it. She's like, "Worst beta test ever! Why can't we access it?" So we're very
I
excited
might-
to see it open up.
I might have a hot take here. I don't think Disneyland is going to be the next area that unlocks.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that place is going to be saved for like some sort of like celebratory event or
It
something.
feels like
If
an
we're
event.
talking,
Yeah.
yeah. If we're talking about a new zone, I'm pretty sure I don't remember exactly, but I've seen like at the edge of one of the districts that we're in, there's like a bridge section that leads to another district. I think it's in the north side of the map. I don't remember exactly. I think that's the one that we're gonna get as a new area in 1.1.
Yo, Nonpon, do you remember in TOF they had kind of like an amusement park area as well? I think it was added. That was added
Yeah.
after 1.0, wasn't it? Like
Well,
1.2 or
it's kind of
something?
like I'll give you a small tale. For those who actually did play Tower Fantasy at the start, I think one of the most grilling things about it was the chests had timers on them. Like if you found a chest, you couldn't open it right away. No, you had to wait like 13 hours before you can open it. So there was a lot of
Mhm.
time-gated stuff in Tower Fantasy. The amusement park was actually there at launch, but you couldn't access it because you had to wait for a
Oh,
quest to unlock to actually fly up there,
okay.
unless you were stubborn. So if you use the majority of glitches in Tower Fantasy, which bounds were just features at that point, to be honest, you could actually get up to that island before you were even allowed to get there. And I distinctively remember going through all the painstaking like techniques and using friends and all these cylinders and stuff just to climb up there. Didn't even know what was going to be up there, and it was just a big amusement park, like a Ferris wheel, roller coaster, all this other like extra stuff you could just do. Um, it didn't really add anything. It was just a fun thing to do with other people.
Mhm.
Which makes me wonder, since NTE is more of just a single player game, if it's just going to be there as like a good way to raise bond points or affections.
Mhm.
But man, it's vastly bigger than what was it called? See This Island? Yeah, See This Island. Yeah, that's what the name of the island was.
So I'm
This is kind of
Fun
what it reminded me of.
Yeah. Fun fact, there's fireworks that play on that island in Tower Fantasy, and that's the same song that actually plays with the collaboration they're doing. Because they have like a Tower Fantasy music collaboration happening. So that's
Oh.
cool, I guess. Maybe that might be in the amusement park. We'll see. Yeah.
I'm like of the opinion that it might not be the 1.1 thing, even though it's kind of obvious because it's right there. But there's also that little zone across the bridge, like Vince said. But in terms of, because like a little amusement park is super small, not a lot of space to explore, cool for bonds. I do think that they could tell a pretty cool like anomaly related little horror thing with the amusement park. I think that that's got like potential to actually be kind of cool. I just don't think that it's enough for like 1.1 to just be that. Like I think we need a little bit more city to explore. But the anomalies, like some of these commissions, like actually had me spooked. I did the lonely player one, and that one had
Oh,
me jumping.
yeah.
I
Come
haven't
on.
done the hospital yet because I'm just like
Wait,
dreading
really?
it.
Wow.
But I need to get that done.
That
But
was awesome.
I'm not looking
I'm the other
forward
way
to it.
around. I'm dreading the lonely player one. I finished the entirety of the hospital.
God.
I think those are really actually fun. I think that it's interesting. It might be more scary if you do it in by yourself. I kind of, I guess you could say I cheated. I played with friends. But I would hop in first person mode, and then man, like in the hospital, the footsteps from that guy, bro. I almost cleared my desk off multiple times. It was it's intense. Lonely Player wasn't as intense as I thought it was gonna be. It was eerie, but I think the hospital one, and then there's another commission where you're like in a school and you got these shadow people. If you don't look at them, they chase you. Yeah, no, that had I had it was time to log off. I did because I accidentally walked into it and I was like, okay, mission, whatever. And I just walked past and some shadow guy like grabbed me and my screen turned black. Oh yeah, my head almost touched the ceiling. It was bad. It was it was bad. I do like those kind of like so it's kind of interesting that you made a point of it of there being like potential for like an eerie kind of instance because it would be like the like when it opens up the park, maybe it's not necessarily all sunshines and rainbows. It could end up like that, like you guys were saying, maybe a place to like have bonds and stuff. But what if there's like an anomaly or something over there happening and it's actually a little bit more on the dark side when you first go over there, and then after you clear it, then it becomes this fun place to kind of. I think that'd be a nice little bit.
Like
I would like it.
like the Ferris wheels going on a murderous rampage and killing all the people that are
Yes.
hopping on.
Yes, you just see
And this-
people get shot off into the distance because the seatbelts come off, and then you just
Starts
It would be
juggling people.
it would be perfect. it
Roller
would
coaster
be
tycoon to
perfect,
the next
bro.
level.
Yeah, it'd be
This
perfect.
reminds me of a really old arcade game where you had like a pistol made out of plastic and you shoot at the screen. It's called Carnival, and it's basically just like you going through a carnival of murderous people, just like doing all sorts of like crazy stuff.
Mm.
Like if that happens, that's just gonna be a blast from the past for me.
I would
I
love
think
it.
This reminded
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying, I think the whole like anomaly aspect of the game provides so many unique and interesting opportunities like this for encounters, boss fights, storylines to be told that aren't
Oh,
like commonplace in other games, other gacha games
mhm.
specifically.
True. Actually, the anomalies are basically the most unique thing that NTE has to offer, and I'm pretty sure they're going to keep adding more and more of these unique encounters as the updates roll in, right?
Hmm.
Because you already mentioned some of the unique anomalies that I enjoyed, but then there's another one with the elevator. I don't know if you guys
You get
managed to-
freaking
Yeah.
impaled.
Yeah.
That scared the
one was
shit out of me.
interesting.
They lock you into first person mode. Ugh.
Yes, exactly. And the interesting thing that I found in that person is just like, it's not just the fact that they lock you into first person, but I honestly felt like I recently played Resident Evil 9, right? And you know, there are like the first person sections that you get through there.
Mhm.
I honestly felt a little bit of that atmosphere creeping in NTE with this anomaly. It was really interesting.
It's one I wanted to bring up one thing about like all the horror anomalies and stuff. I feel like I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but a lot of the horror anomalies are usually just puzzle quest. So I guess
Yeah.
what I'm used to right now is like you play Genshin or well, not to compare apples to orange, just to Kiwis to whatever. But you know, I would say like off the wall finding random chests. They usually have like a small puzzle, like put the square in the square hole, follow the fairy to turn on this light bulb, whatever, right? And I feel like what they've done, because like the hospital, like the school anomaly, they've like condensed every bit of puzzle aspect they can think of and just shoved it into like one area. Like here's the school, good luck with that. By the time you figure out how to do that, there's that for you.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also like, God, you get mentioned like the hospital and the anomaly. It's like you have like this horror aspect, but then there's so much puzzle to them that it's sometimes like, I don't know, part of me got a little bit frustrated with the hospital being looped around with the anomaly boss because it's like I'm playing Legend of Zelda. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do, and I'm scared, and I have no answers. At least Resident Evil has some yellow paint for me to follow. You know, at least I know where to go there. But man, they do not hold your hand in some of those horror aspects. It's like, you know what, kid? Yeah, welcome to our haunted house. We don't know where the exit is. You'll figure it out. You know, have fun.
That's why I was glad I streamed it, because I'd get stuck for 5-10 minutes in the hospital and people be like, you know, you need to find this clue. The clue is located over here. Make sure you check the locker, get that key. And
Exactly.
it made
Like
it very easy
how
for
are
me.
you supposed to know?
The clues were one thing. The clues you can kind of like more easily figure out. The problem for me was like finding the keys. Man, there are some moments where the game literally just asks you find this item to open the door, and they're so small. It's so difficult to find them. I don't even know how people actually see them. The only reason I found one key was because I was like running next to every single object, hoping that
Mashing
a
F.
pop up,
Yeah,
hoping that a pop up would just
I did
show
that
up and
too.
save me from my misery.
Yeah.
We need like
Yeah,
a scan feature where it like scans the room you're in and like highlights objects because some of the things are small and some of the environments are super dark, so it's like really hard to find what you're looking for.
Exactly.
But I hope they don't. I guess what I'm trying to say, I hope the horror isn't just a one-time thing because I think they do it pretty well. I think they need a balance between horror and puzzle. You know what I mean? Because eventually you're doing so much puzzle that okay, I'm not actually scared anymore. I'm just kind of getting pissed off here. Do you know what I mean? They gotta find that balance between those two.
But then there's the interesting question, like, how are we going to keep the horror element fresh, right? Because you're effectively talking about playing with superpowered individuals, right? At one point, like, it's like going into Resident Evil with the maxed out revolver, right? Or like the bazooka. Like, at one point, does it stop being scary and you're just like frustrated because you know you're this powerful individual and could probably just completely outright destroy the anomaly itself?
Yeah, I think they just got to keep like yoinking and twisting stuff, like just taking other things from other games and putting their own little spin on it. Like we get so many references in this game, like they've got no problem doing that.
Oh yeah,
And make them non-combat too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there you go.
Because I mean, Vincent, you mentioned that we're tactically like strong enough to just completely obliterate everything. If you remove the combat aspect, right, and it just becomes you know something that you need to solve, you know, intellectually, then you're removing any kind of like broken OP combat element to the game, and therefore you don't need to necessarily concern yourself with being too powerful to overcome the obstacle. I also think they should, if they're gonna like keep the horror aspect like a central point going into the future, they should probably like limit how frequent the, I think, cadence of the horror quests or scenarios are, probably to like one per major patch or something. Like, find so I don't know if you guys watched the Scary movies back in like the 90s, early 2000s, but
course.
they
Love
spoof
them.
like a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
different horror movies in each movie. So I think
Mm.
what NTE should do is like kind of find something and then attempt to integrate that one specific style of horror into, like each patch, and instead of like overwhelming people with 5, 6, 8 smaller stories or smaller scenarios, they should just have like one that takes inspiration from or spoofs something from real life. I think that could limit um the, I guess, amount we're overwhelmed by the horror theme as a whole, and therefore we're not growing bored with it.
Yeah.
But then again, like I completely agree. But like we also have to take into consideration that this is basically just like one aspect. So if we're gonna have like anomalies that focus on the horror element, I think we have like the entire game as a counterbalance to the atmosphere of like, oh, you have horror anomalies and then you have city life. Take a break, go watch a movie, go do whatever. Like enjoy time raising your bonds with your agents and whatnot.
Going fishing.
Oh no.
I do think like the whole idea of just like what an anomaly is like not defined well, but it's also good that way. Like there's some people saying like, oh, the entire city is an anomaly. Like, sure, why not? What does that mean? And then there's like some speculation that when you go to prison, uh, if you actually like look at the library notes and everything, it says in there like people don't remember me when I come back in here, and I break out over and over again. And it's like apparently like the whole jail is like an anomaly that's just made to like have to be broken out of over and over again, and like your radar's like fuzzled and stuff. It's like all this tinfoil hat theory stuff, but it's like what is an anomaly? It's like, oh, there's some anomalies that are just chill. There's some who actually want to freaking hurt you. There's some that actually want to be your best friend. There's espers who have anomaly powers. Kind of. It's like, it's almost like the less it's defined, the more whimsical it is, because you don't really make sense of it, because you know that this world's just very uncertain, right?
Literally got chills when you were saying they didn't remember when you go into the prison. I'm just like,
they don't remember you, and you keep talking to them, and they're like, yeah, who are you, whatever, and like the same guy that you save, right, from the bully or whatever. And then you start this game and people are like crying and having their tears sucked out of their body. It's like, what is happening? Like what are anomalies? It's a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, but
Anomalies,
if
I
you
think are. Sorry, go ahead, Nitro.
what I want to say is, but it's better to leave it like that, because the less defined it is, the more potential you have to make more interesting stuff out of it, or even import some other aspects of other games like you guys mentioned before. For example, with this they could actually just make the story of the Jack the Ripper into an anomaly.
Mhm.
That would actually
Yeah,
be
that could be
fire.
interesting. That could be interesting. Like, yeah, the
Or
point
other
is like
horror stories.
the point is anomalies are going to thrive and are going to become more interesting the more mysterious they are, because they're supposedly like these. I'm sure everyone here has heard about SCP Foundation and whatnot, right? They're
Yeah.
basically SCPs. They have their own rule sets, but part of the mystery is like figuring out like how they work and why they work the way they are, right?
Yeah, I like that. Quick interruption before we move on. We're talking a lot about Resident Evil. I've got a copy of Resident Evil 9 that we're going to be giving away on this video because I'm not going to play it. I've already watched it. So comment down below if you'd like to win a copy of Resident Evil 9. That's all. Moving on. I'm not going to play it.
Anomalies in it.
Came with my graphics card. It's got zombies. Those are human anomalies.
Yeah,
Might as well have somebody enjoy it,
But yeah, anything left on the anomaly note? Because those are definitely part of the game that sets it apart from other gachas.
I have one. Have you guys ever interacted? Like, I never got to prison, so I didn't know like the whole thing was an anomaly. But did you know that the thing that sends you to prison, like when you max out your wanted level, right?
Yeah,
You
the
have
just
that.
Yeah.
executioner.
You have the executioner show up. Apparently, it's not just like some random anomaly that pops out of nowhere. Apparently, the entire anomaly is the entire traffic light system in NTE. Like, it is everywhere. And the anomaly just pops up by possessing the the closest traffic light that's next to you, right? I found that
Hmm.
very weird. Like, it's basically always watching. It's always watching you. It's so crazy.
It's ominous. Did anybody do the little thing where you're able to beat it early?
No,
I
I didn't.
haven't.
No.
I didn't do
Nah.
that.
I try to stay away from that thing. That thing got muscles. I'm too scared. He got it.
I'm too much of a casual.
Yeah, same. I get my mahjong in, and then that's it. I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Who's been the like favorite go-to? Like, are we enjoying Nonali? Are we enjoying Hattori? Like, what do you guys think of the 1.0 banners as a launch set
Like
of banners?
characters?
Yeah,
characters
just as like
themselves?
the characters and their play sets. Like,
Okay, I'll start off. I guess Hotori is a ton of fun. Love the slowdown.
Mhm.
I think her character model is phenomenal. I love the fact that she literally like attacks with an umbrella. She throws the umbrella. She pulls a sword out of the umbrella. Right, incredible character design and very fun gameplay. Nanalie, I find very boring to play as. I don't really like her character at all. I don't like the fact that they gated still the vertical wall running behind her as a character. I pointed out in every beta, and then when I met them in person at Gamescom, and I met them in person at TGS, that they should allow for free wall running, like other games have done. So I don't like the fact that they still have, like, I know you can, the dog dude, you can run sideways by going into the puddle of darkness and everything, but I feel like the wall running should be in 2026 should be a feature that is present for all characters. So I don't like the fact that they gated that behind Nanalie specifically, but other than that, like, I've enjoyed the banners. I've gotten both. I think like in my first 30 pulls, which has been fantastic. I love the fact that you have a guarantee and no 50-50. I like the fact that both Nanalie and Hotori, since they're both limited characters, are actually deeply connected and interwoven into the story specifically. So you're pulling for characters they're not like, oh, here's this, like hot new dude or chick that we have no idea how they, are going to interact with us, the characters that are already pre-existing, if they're going to be like here. You're going to have a small story attached to them, and then they're going to vanish from the story forever. No, these are characters that you've gotten to know over dozens of hours worth of playing. So good characters, good kits, good models, and then implemented well into the overarching story. So you actually kind of have that like personal connection to them, and then it kind of like rewards you for pulling them.
Yeah. It's really interesting so far. Like, I've been able, my favorite team to play right now is a hybrid of Blossom and Hexed, right? So I'm taking the Zero of GUN with Nonali and Adler. I'm still waiting on my Discord team because I am trying to make sure that I'm not going to get dupes. So I'm still saving my standard pulls before I use my standard selectors, right? To make sure I can get like something like Daffodil, Fadia, Baisong, right? Because I really want to play Hotori in a Discord team, right? So that's basically what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, overall, like, the characters are really nice. I am surprised at the amount of freedom that Hotori provides when it comes to team building, and I really enjoy the fact that these characters so far and the entire cast has been created in such a way and has been presented in such a way that they feel like the squad, right? Like, you are part of the squad. That's what I enjoy the most out of NTE.
the Hethro Avengers.
I think something I enjoy. Do you want to go first? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I haven't pulled not only or Hattori, I'm skipping both, but I will say that one thing I do appreciate about this game in particular is because I feel like many gacha games, and I know if you guys have played a handful, they always eventually hit you with the, okay, all these enemies are weak to water levels. Use a water team, and it kind of gates you into only using certain elements. It's a dime a dozen. In so many turn-based games, you know how it is, right? But it seems like in this game in particular, it's like they're like, no, we want you to like use 4 elements if you want to. We don't care. They're like, go ahead, just plug it in. If they work together, they work together. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool because I was afraid if this game is going to turn into like, oh, you only can like you'll do like 20 times more damage if you use a 1 element here. I'm like, well, that kind of gates the whole purpose and takes away the fun from it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I like the elements. Just like, you know what, mix and match, cause a reaction. If it works, it works. There's some elemental weakness. Sure, every game has it, but it's not going to be so much of a hustle that you're bound and shackled to only using this element to clear this content. But to be fair, the in-game content's like what 10% of this game anyway. So
Yeah.
most people just want to get rich, so they don't really care.
Yeah.
Well, I have self-proclaimed, I guess you could say, adopted Donnelly as my daughter. That is my main until further notice. Her playstyle is pretty interesting. It's not the most dynamic thing I've seen, but I think she's pretty funny. That's my, like I said, my main character. I'm trying her with Hotori just to kind of see how it is. I like that kind of effect. I think it's is
Blossom.
it anima? Yeah, okay, there you go. And y'all already know from last video that I do like Hater. That's baby girl. So I done shoved her in that team, whether it's gonna work or not. It just is what it is. And then I run Psycheria is kind of my last for the little hex thing. I do like the hex. I don't know. I'm kind of like a real casual when it comes to that stuff. The colors look pretty, so I use it. You know what I mean? It looked pretty cool. I do like the characters. Like I said, I like the comment that one of you guys made. I'm sorry, I forgot exactly who said it. I think it might have been Styx, where it's deeply rooted in the characters aren't just random characters that you just kind of like. Let's say Chaos. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna have more story time, but like if Chaos would have been summonable early, it's like, well, we see him once, like, you know what I mean? And then other than that, it's like, okay, well, why would I invest and unless I just thought that he was a very handsome, dapper fellow, which some people, I mean, let's be honest, you got some people that summon just off the looks of the characters. A lot of people do, right? But for those that are a lot more, story invested, it'd be like, okay, well, why else would I summon for him? You know what I mean? And obviously he'll be a character soon, and hopefully we get a little bit more story before he comes out versus the old a character's gonna come out and then we'll give you like a little 20-minute side story while they're out so that they're not completely random. But I do also agree, I appreciate that they are invested in the story. You show up, A-Bond, that's your homies, that's your first kind of group, your clique, you know what I mean? You know that you're gonna be seeing them throughout the entire story. So yeah, I do love the 1.0 characters, and I am very excited for the 1.1 ones. Yeah.
By the way, real quick, I'm sorry for insulting your daughter, bro.
No, you were. Hey, look. It's
Whoa.
perfectly fine. Not everybody's gonna like the characters you like. It's completely fine, bro. Hey, I like Tagito. I'm like one of the only people that do. I wouldn't say that he's like my favorite character, obviously, but I'm just saying I don't mind him. But hey, it is what it is. That's the beautiful thing about the world. There's diversity, different opinions. You know what I mean?
Where's a mute button here? I don't want to hear that again. Like, ever.
I'll tell you, that's my point. I don't mind, bro. And trust me, it's understandable. I see they will drag Tagito, but I'm just like, damn, that's tough. I kind of don't mind him.
Would he be less annoying if he just like spoke? Like, is it just that he just Tagito? Like, I feel like
Go ahead.
I feel like he might be like 50% less annoying if he just like was actually voiced.
Mm.
Common
I don't know.
sentiment from what I've seen on social media. I've heard a lot of people saying the whole like repetition in terms of what he's saying just kind of like is grating to them just to hear Tage over and over. So
I think
like a
there's
Pokemon.
also yeah, it's like a Pokemon. But hey, people like Pokemon, right? So I also think
Yeah, but
it's
they don't talk as much.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
exactly.
I think there's
This-
also the aspect that there's a burnout going on with like mascot characters, right? Because like it's like every single gacha game that comes out has to have like this small, cute, fluffy character that's going to be the mascot of the game and the eternal companion of the main character. And I think people are just tired of that.
Not Enfield.
Yeah.
You got Perlica.
Actually,
Yeah,
true.
Perlica
Yeah,
there.
you got Perlica and Chen. And I honestly think they're doing a really good job with that one.
Those companions are one of the best in gacha games so far I've seen.
Hey, I still like
I mean,
Mia from Tower Fantasy. She did nothing wrong, but that's just me.
I'm
Bro.
sorry, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
It's fine.
me neither.
Tiny
Gotcha,
little robot
gotcha,
blonde
gotcha
girl.
boomers in here, man. I
Oh,
didn't mind
wait, I
Mia.
remember her now. I remember her
She
now.
did
Okay.
nothing wrong. She didn't overstay her welcome.
She
was
didn't
just
do
there.
anything wrong. She was just, kind of annoying after getting Paimon for a year and a half.
yeah,
guess.
So,
Paimon gives me
Talking about-
nightmares.
There was
Talking
one
about
thing. You
yeah.
mentioned that like the characters aren't just like some bozos that just have a fancy banner out of nowhere. But I think what's really cool is that the playable characters are just in the city. And like, dude, there are times when I'm driving my car at like 120 miles per hour, and
Yeah.
I'm like swerving down the street, and I see Hathor at a gas station. I'm like, was that Hathor? And then I like literally like crash my car into a wall just to get out, just to talk to her. What did I get for it? Nothing. But I wanted to. She was right there. I'm like,
Had to say
sweet,
hi.
Let me go talk to her.
Yeah.
And that's just what's really cool because I feel like the formula for gotcha games is just like, here's a cool character, and now you're gonna forget about her. It's like you'll never see him again. Never part of the story. You're done. You did it. It's like, how many times have we play a gotcha game where you're playing a character from like 1 year ago and they've never been in the story since. Because they're not being marketed as much. So I think that's really cool that you just see every time they have a new character, they'll just like place them on the map and just add more to the world, just randomly whenever you want to. So I
Real
think
quick.
that's a nice system.
before anyone else goes, if I recall, Hotori didn't get her own like personal story when her banner was released, right? Like,
No.
in Archetype Enfield, like Levitain and everyone got their own stories when they were released. Natalie also didn't have a story, did she? They were like integrated
No.
into the main story, but neither of them had their own like standalone segments.
Natalie
dedicated
is
just for
in
them.
the band story, but it's not for her. That's Akane
Yeah.
Rin's story.
Yeah, because
Um,
I'm curious if then, since neither of the launch banner characters had a story, if that is going to be something that they plan on doing in the future, integrating characters into the game without necessarily having a story attached to them, or if they're planning on going the tested Genshin formula of releasing a character and then having that several hour accompanying quest too.
I do hope that they're going to go for. I hope they do away with the whole character story thing. I don't want the story to be dictated to by the banners. I want the story to be, cohesive enough by itself, without having to depend on who the character is currently on banner with. Right. That's why I'm hoping NTE does that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that they were pretty seamlessly included. I liked the spin-off episodes because they didn't feel like a forced character episode. It felt like a story within the city that is like that builds upon the like world building and introduces you to either some new characters or expands on the characters that we already know from the main story. I'm curious if anybody had any standouts with the spin-off episodes, if you guys have knocked those out yet that you guys really enjoyed. Go ahead,
I
Vince.
personally go ahead. Yep.
I really enjoy the Bison one, surprisingly, because I wasn't a big fan of him as a character. Even though I am pretty much a sucker for any character with white hair, I didn't like him all that much. But when I started to see his actual personality, yeah, sure, I figured from step one that he was going to be a goofball that's powerful and shirks his responsibilities. That much was pretty obvious from the very get-go. Problem is that he surprised me in his quest when he literally pulled out real like hand signals, right? And I was like, God damn, the guy knows how to actually speak. Exactly. That was, wait, do you know that? Do you know hand sign language?
I know American Sign Language, but I'm not fluent in it. Like I know enough to like talk to somebody at the store.
Oh my God.
But it was really cool,
That's
and I like the
impressive.
representation a lot.
That's impressive.
Do you know
it's probably Chinese Sign Language, I assume, that they're using, because I wasn't able to pick up anything.
Okay, it might be the case, but the point is, I really like that because it provided like an entirely different aspect to his personality. You initially thought he was going to be like one way, and then he shows you that he has this, serious, kind of like empathetic, emotional side to him, and I'm like, oh, okay, I am sorry, I did not know the cut of your jib.
Yeah.
If you it's kind of funny because I felt the exact same way with Bison. And I actually started to give him. I know, don't mute me for this, but I gave him some gifts to raise his bond level. The dude. But when you unlock more companion quest, more context of that story you did with him actually develops a bit with more text messages, which I think is
Oh,
really cool.
okay.
It just extends it further. It's like, hey, remember that kid we helped out? I'm like, we're talking about this. So it's really cool how they like connect that with the companion quest too.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I won't like go into all the details for it, but it's I like how they do that.
Yeah, I thought, excuse me, I thought that story was really like poetic in the way that they presented it. Pretty dark, but I thought that we got like a really good balance. We got that one, we got the other one that was a little bit more serious in the Moonlight Pawn quest, and then the Lacrimosa and the band quest were both like just pretty fun. And I really like the way that they built that whole spin-off. I thought it was a great time. Personally, my favorite was obviously the tomato one and the band one. I enjoyed those ones. I thought they were all great personally.
You're just biased because it's an entirely new JoJo reference. Like that quest is a JoJo. It's like the moment where the tomato demon pulled out a goddamn steamroller, I was like, oh my god, it's the Dio reference. Here we go.
That was funny.
No, I think that was a part of the main story. I was about to. Okay, yeah, no, I'll agree with the band one. I really like music, so I think that the band one was really nice. And because I'm so interested in kind of like the mini games, hopefully they've already shown that they've done and will do in the future like music collaborations. Hopefully we can integrate that a little bit more within like the little band system. Even though I suck at it, it would still be cool to kind of play. I think that the band one was probably my favorite. I do like you guys said, all of them. I was not a bi song like hater, but I just didn't really care for the character. Like he was there, he was cool. I understood what his character trope was supposed to be, but I've seen it before, so I was like, he'll be somebody I don't dislike, but he'll just be there. But then actually seeing and going into that quest, that was actually pretty nice. It makes me have a little bit of hope for some of the other characters that I don't necessarily think are boring, but I don't care for. Hopefully they can get some side quests like that, like the wolf, for example. I don't hate on the wolf, but he's just kind of there for me. So if we get a little Skia quest or something, I could be like, oh, I actually kind of like this guy now. Like that quest itself made me actually level by song up. Like I had him and I summoned for him. I was like I didn't really care, but then after that quest, I was like, let me look at some move sets real quick, just to, just to see. And now he's on my second team because I'm currently in the little ghost train session, getting my behind handed to me because I need 2 teams instead of 1. So yeah, Bysong, I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name, but yeah, that those were some good quests. I'm eager to see more. Hopefully, when the game
Skia's screen time has been babysitting Bysang and getting flipped off by Lacrimosa. So
yes,
maybe he'll get some redemption eventually.
I missed that. Why did Lacrimosa flip him off? I don't get it. What happened?
Fadia and Bison
Bison.
taught her a cute way to say thank you.
Oh my god.
With sign language. That's probably what Bison said. He probably said, hey, you want to learn some sign language? And he said, yeah, here you go.
Oh, brother.
You know what? Fair enough. I appreciate that. That's the only Gacha game that does that. Sorry.
I'll honestly take any story or side story that features Lacrimosa because I actually do like her character.
Mm-hmm. It's my favorite.
Yeah, she's quite cute.
I'm gonna A6 her. Maybe.
Oh
God.
Here we go.
Yes,
we're at least. I've got at least 200 pulls for her. I've got at least 200. We'll see from there. But yeah, I'm excited for our 1.1 release. Not just because we're going to get more content, because I'm running out. My map is explored and everything. But I'm definitely excited for more story and some new characters to play around with. I'm sitting on 1 selector left. I used 1 for Ju-on. But for my standard banner pools, I've hit Sakiri twice, which is great, but I didn't want to hit that this early. I'm missing Haether, I'm missing Fadia, and I'm missing Bysang, and I'm probably going to have to use my selector on Daffodil because I don't have her either. I'm curious though, Nonpon, you're playing strictly with the standard banner characters. How is that experience in terms of like just the gameplay stuff? Like, are you able to clear pretty deep into endgame or?
I don't know this. Yeah, I have a charge team and a Discord team. I use all the standard characters, the MC and Cheese, so it's 8 characters in total. I haven't tackled like the end game that resets,
Mhm.
but I did all like the first bit, all 3 stars. I got 3 stars on that, which is cool. But the thing is, I haven't really bothered with artifacts or set bonuses or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I hate farming for artifacts, man. In any game I play, even if it's
Definitely.
good. So I'm like, I'd rather just use my stamina and just leveling them up. And once I hit that point in the game where I'm like, okay, they're max level or something, I'll get some set bonuses for them. But
Yeah, the
no.
guaranteed stat increases, like leveling up abilities and ascending characters. That's what you guys need to be prioritizing, because
Yeah, not gambling. We
Yeah.
have more than enough gambling in on the banners.
I was never a fan of the game. Like the thing that I currently discourages me from pulling characters the most is the artifact, relic, disk drive, echoes, whatever you want to call it. That system with the RNG substats just kills any desire I have for pulling new characters. Because why? Because I'm gonna have to spend like the next month or so trying to get the stats that I need. And it's so goddamn annoying.
Yeah.
That's why, like, even NTE does this to an extent, but it's to a much lesser degree, I would think, than its competitors, right? Excepting
Thank
Arknights
you.
Enfield. Yeah.
Well, you guys actually gear your characters? God damn. I just pull for them.
I
I
don't.
leave them at level 1 and I just take pictures with them around the cities.
Well,
He's
yeah,
not
Okay, currently
lying.
mine are in.
I
and
haven't-
they have. Sorry,
I haven't
go ahead.
reached that end game yet. I have to get on 6's level. I haven't, committed to the screenshots.
There you go. Yo, I come from an MMO background where fashion is the end game. So with that logic, right, you go into it from the perspective of I need to look my best and I need to, take pretty pictures with a group by yourself. So then, going into gacha games, you pull for the most attractive characters aesthetically, and then you go and take pictures. And then you post them onto Twitter. You farm thousands of likes from people that are like, "Wow, it's so beautiful." There you go.
Get paid.
Gotcha, anime
Get
girl.
get that blue check mark on Twitter. Make $20 a month, easy.
Is anyone else mad that Chaos is not a Chaos Element character? It's so
Wait,
confusing.
he's not?
He's a Lakshana character,
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently he's gonna
Yeah.
be
allegedly.
Okay. I did not know that. That is weird. Okay, fine.
Is his
And-
name? I wonder if that's just a translation quip that they're doing. Like, I don't know what his name actually is in China, but like, if it's just Chaos and the element's called Chaos, I'm like, Hada, what are we doing? What are we
Right.
doing?
Come
Maybe
on,
it's his
Hoda.
operator name, right? Not his actual name. Maybe his agent name. I don't know.
Code name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
code name. Thank you.
Oh,
I think it was a missed opportunity. They could have made him Chaos. I understand, because isn't there only like one Lakshana character in the game right now, and it's just Haether, right?
and
Aether
Skia.
Skia.
Yeah.
And Skia, yeah, you're right. So I guess they wanted to kind of give a little bit more to that element, but his name is Chaos. Make him Chaos. We'll make the next character Lakshana or something like that. So, yeah, that was kind of random.
No, man,
I-
you gotta wait for the character named Lakshana to be a Chaos character. I can't wait to play as Lakshana.
There you go. Lakshana main. I feel it.
They're just subverting expectations,
I'm really bummed that I don't really like any of the Lakshana characters to play with in terms of like gameplay. Haether
Mhm.
as a character design, I love her, but
Oh, yeah.
goddamn, I cannot play with Skia or Haether. It's just I don't know. It feels so wrong to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I'm locked out of. I refuse to play Skia, so I'm just locked out of Charge right now because I don't have
Mhm.
a Lakshana character that I'm going to use. But I am currently happy with my Hotori, Nanali, MC, and G1 team. And then I'm going to run Daffodil with Lacrimosa, and then Sakiri and who's the fourth for that? Haniel. So that's kind of my plans going into 1.1 in terms of team building, at least with what I've got right now. I'm pretty happy with them. I just want Haether, and I'm mad that I don't have her yet. I don't get the hamster ball. I don't get the pretty angel lady. I don't get the... Yeah.
I want to hate their costume, but hey.
True.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
you would be you would have a beautiful Hathor cosplay, man. Definitely.
Oh my God.
Costume for the character, not for himself.
Hey, we all have our kinks, okay?
we don't judge.
So
We
what?
don't
We have
judge
6
here.
people. We have 6 people here. We can all cosplay one standard banner character. All right, so here we go.
I'll be
There you
I'll
security.
do
go.
by
I
some.
love people dressed up as different characters.
I'll do Baisong or Skia. I don't care. Like that's the
Oh.
easiest cosplay to make.
I'll
Just
do,
get a
I'll
suit.
do security. I'm 6 foot tall. I'll be a 6 foot tall security.
I
Like,
guess
okay,
I'm
I
stuck
love
as Hater already, so I mean,
Oh yeah.
I do Hotari.
I better start doing
Yeah,
my
okay.
squats right now so I can get right.
I'll get G1, but I'll have her outfit. The one where it's just a focus on her cake. That right there.
Yeah.
The yoga outfit.
Leisure
God, yeah.
sticks. Bond
Nothing
level
new
10
on your side,
sticks.
Styx.
Yeah, man.
Just the usual.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to ask something though. This is kind of like combining both combat and story. Like, have any of you done the kind of like boss challenges that we have with the anomalies, right? Where you increase the difficulty and you get rewards.
Yeah.
Have any of you actually encountered the random NPCs that jump in and help you at times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find that to be such a small but significant touch. It basically tells you that the entirety of the cast is still patrolling out there, looking out for anomalies, and they see you fighting this giant 10-foot monster or anomaly or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, yo, wait, let me jump in and help you out. You look like you're struggling. All right, let me help you out."
Yeah,
What's
it's a
crazy
cool
is
little
that
feature. I don't know how it's triggered though.
You talking
It's
about?
random, I
It's
think.
Are you
probably
talking
random.
about the one where you find the bosses like in the world, or the one that you just increase the levels, like the instances that you pick?
I think either one. It doesn't matter if it's an overworld boss or the instance boss. I don't think it matters.
I'm not gonna lie. In the beta, I went against like the level 90 biker, and then when Skia hopped in to help out when I had like 10 seconds left, I'm like, "Let's go, Skia! Random Skia,
Yeah.
go help me out, help me clear this, dude. I don't care."
That's what I'm
Hold
talking
on.
about.
Yeah, it doesn't
Let it
happen
go up.
often, but when it does, it's like, oh, this is cool. For some reason, Hattori's walking in when I'm fighting the Black Tome and
Yeah.
like just popping in to say what's up and help me clear it. But it's
Yep.
definitely hype. There's little hype moments like that. Like when I was playing day one, like I know that I would have unlocked the Headless Rider eventually, but I came across it naturally. And like having that experience in any of these things where it's just like, oh, I didn't open up a guide to look up how to do this. It just, I came across it organically. It was such a hype moment. And like the 12-year-old gamer in me was just like, oh, I have to follow the Ghost Rider dude and go fight him now. Like this is cool. And so that's been a really exciting experience. Do you guys have a
Chat?
favorite open world boss that you guys have enjoyed? I think that the whale is so cool.
Yeah. The bear.
The well, I like that. Well, I really love Evangelion, so I love the way that the battlefield looked. To me, that was a huge Evangelion reference. But it's funny that you said that because I was listening to Persona music jamming out in the car, and then the tunnel just started turning colors. I was like, huh. And then because when I played the beta, I was just trying to like do like casual stuff. I wasn't really boss fighting because I wanted to have that experience when the game came out. When the whale showed up and I was driving on water, I was like losing my mind. I was like, yeah, what's even happening right now? So that's definitely my favorite one. I agree with that.
Same. The
I
fight
think
itself is
I-
also very cool.
Yeah, true. I do think the whale is the one that I enjoyed the most, and I think it's because, just like you said before, I encountered it organically. I didn't open it in a guide. I didn't follow a waypoint. I just decided, oh look, that's a tunnel. All right, let's go in. And I go in, and suddenly things start shifting around me. Like light grows dark. I go through a portal. I'm transported to an entirely different dimension. I'm driving on water, and there's this beautiful whale just like floating next to me. And then the anchor or the spear comes in, and shit goes down.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Limbus Company because of the theming with the whale and hunting the whale and whatnot.
Mm.
I like that it felt kind of like it wasn't aggressive. It was like angry because of what was happening, and you kind of like soothe it into like remission. I thought that was neat.
One thing I didn't like about these is that you can only trigger it with a car and not a motorcycle. Even though in the description of the headless rider it says something about the line of in a motorcycle race, and then you can only trigger it with a car. That didn't really make sense to me.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of translation quips with some anomalies and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, some anomalies require conditions to be fulfilled for them to trigger.
I mean, I have no
I
issue
think
with
I
that,
think
but
it's best like how you guys discovered it, like organically without even trying. But there's people out there who probably spent like 40 minutes trying to get that whale to spawn, only to find out that they had to be inside that car, and that probably wasn't the best
Yeah.
experience. So
Yeah.
I think being like, I shouldn't say mindless, but being aimless about it, and just going about it, just finding it. I think that's what they're trying to capitalize on.
Well, we have next weekend to look forward to. We'll be getting the 1.1 live stream. That's going to be bright and early.
Oh yeah.
We'll probably do the follow-up episode, the pre-release episode, about a week from now, after everybody else does theirs. We might do it Sunday. I'll send out invites for that, but we're going to do closing thoughts now and outros. If anybody has any closing thoughts that they didn't get a share, and if you want to give your little outro, we could do that. If Nitro, you want to start that off, and we could go clockwise around.
yeah, sure. The only thought I have is that Totally needs more screen time. Thank you very much.
All right. Next is me. Closing thoughts. I think that NTE's current advantage is the urban aesthetic because they've managed to tap into the audience that is mostly GTA focused. Then they didn't really have an interest in the anime aesthetic that was provided by Genshin or Wuthering Waves or Honkai Star Rail. So I think that's their greatest advantage right now. And also the fact that they're taking their stories in a rather simple matter. Like, they're not overly complex stories. It's just like you hang out with some guys and girls and you do weird stuff that is very supernatural, and you just get to have fun with them. You don't have to learn any complex terminology. You don't have to like pay attention for 5 hours to get the gist of the story. You just, oh, hey, that's the big boss monster. We need to fight it. We need to bring it down. We bring peace back to the city. Easy as pie.
All right. I'm going to go a different route here and make a direct comparison to a competitor. I love the fact that NT has decided to do something different to the tried and true traditional Genshin formula. I also like the fact that, and this might not be common opinion, but I like the fact that Ananta is being developed right now and is hopefully, in theory, going to release in the next year. So NTE has the opportunity to continue to improve, because if Wuthering Waves has shown us anything in the genre, it's that Genshin didn't improve for years until there was an actual competitor to it. And once it did, all of Hoyo's games were forced to improve. Otherwise, they would be left behind. And this competition continues to breed innovation across every major gacha game, and the fact that Ananta and NTE are going to be, have similar urban open world action anime RPG themes will leave both games constantly, hopefully, vying to one up the other, and in so doing, we as consumers are going to then have a better overall product rather than a studio and a game growing complacent because they're the only one in its respective genre doing what it's doing. I also hope to God, because I've done 4 Ananta videos in the last 10 days that have all gotten like 40 to 50,000 views. The tribalism between these two communities is absurd. And I hope to God that they understand that these are very different games, like very contrastingly different games that just happen to feature an urban setting. And I hope that, people can play both of them and enjoy both of them concurrently, simultaneously with one another, rather than turning this into another Hoyo versus Kudo war, because NTE is a very fun game and a very good game. And again, I don't mean to turn this into like a verse, competition here, but from what I played at TGS, Ananta was also very fun, and I'm hoping that both continue to grow and flourish and that we just continue to have higher quality games available for us to keep playing.
Competition breeds improvement, that's for sure.
That's
Innovation. There we go.
That's correct.
Since you mentioned Ananta real quick, I just wanted to say, like, I hope it comes to Gamescom this year because I really want to play it.
I'm under an NDA. I can't say anything.
Okay, I won't question it.
Got it. I guess that would mean that I'm next. Of course, it's your boy Joker. It's been really fun. I would like to point out something other than the game also being very fun. There's this one quest, and I'm gonna say I'm on to you. I know people probably skipped through the Tagero quest. That little thing, the little girl otter that he was talking to,
Oh,
the little comment she made. Yeah, the little comment she made about like abilities being able to breathe life into objects. I don't know if you guys looked at the text messages Edgar sent after about there being no registration of her existing at all in Hetheru. I'm on to you. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know what's going on there, but I'm here. Okay, so if something happens, I was paying attention. You're not finna sneak up on me. I don't know what's happening there, but that little female otter thing, I'm on to you. That's it. That's it for me.
This has been a lot of fun. I play this game too much. Hopefully, Anata will be just as fun as this game. I made similar to the Styx. I made a video saying that they aren't the same types of game. They just look the same. I've also felt that same kind of tribalism. I'm like, guys, like tribalism between two games. Sure, I mean that's to be expected. Before the game even comes out, though, yeah, I'm like, come on, guys, just you play NTE now. When Anata comes out, you play that too. Maybe you'll play GTA 6, months from now too. Who knows? You're getting more for it. There's just too many games out there to just be very committed to just one. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm a bad example. I'm someone that can only focus on one game at a time, and I need to fix that myself. But I feel like if you're trying to enjoy more stuff, play both. We'll see what happens. Other than that, I play this game too much. I make a lot of guides. Maybe they can help you out. That's it for me.
Yes. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining me. I had a blast chatting with you guys. We'll see who makes it back for the 1.1 pre-release episode. But thank you guys for hanging out and chatting with me. Thank you guys in the chat for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you're watching on the YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like, comment down below, win a copy of Resident Evil 9. We'll announce the winner in the next episode a week-ish from now. And yeah, subscribe for future Neverness to Everness and other gacha stuff. But everybody say bye.
Bye.
See you
Bye
later.
bye, peeps.
Make sure
See
you
later.
just subscribe to all these incredible NTE
Yes,
content creators.
everybody will be linked in the comment or in the description. And yeah. Thanks.
We'll all be cosplaying on the next episode.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yo, don't go making promises we can't keep, bro.
Right.